Altcoin alpha. It's a kind of crypto content that comes before it's news, before it's known in the traditional media cycle, or it may be already in the media cycle. It's just people don't understand the gravity of the news. Well, we like to cover both types of alpha, the stuff that isn't known and the stuff people don't understand. So are you ready for the gravity of the situations to take over? Well, tune in, don't float away, let the gravity hodl you, because it's time for Chico Crypto. If you want altcoins to turn bullish, you need some movement of the asset Bitcoin up. And after the early Monday scare where BTC dipped to below 48K to near the 47K resistance, BTC decided to do just that, go up. As of yesterday morning, BTC was pushing up to 52K. From the low to the high, this was nearly a 9.5% increase in just over 24 hours. Which means altcoins started booming and surging further than Bitcoin. Big pumps from the likes of Bitcoin SV, BitTorrent, Line Blockchain, Polygon, and Loopring. Actually, 55 coins out of the top 100, 55% had bigger 24-hour pumps than BTC. It's obvious altcoins are ready to move, and if BTC really starts moving, a majority of altcoins will follow suit, with certain ones pumping even more. So now let us get into that altcoin alpha I have for you today. I have news that isn't known, news that is known but is not understood just yet, and to finish, news that isn't known, which is a major airdrop alpha, and I would stick around for that. Where should we start? How about with the news that isn't known? Now, everyone should know I'm a big fan of Centrifuge. They are the first and still one of the only protocols bringing real-world assets, RWAs, into the world of DeFi. This has been done through their Tinlake DApp, where things like real estate bridge loans, payment advances, consumer loans, trade receivables, fintech financing, branded inventory financing, and more are being funded with DAI. Real-world businesses and their real-world assets now have easier access to funds through DeFi. Although with just Tinlake, there are limitations. There is a threshold minimum investment of 5K DAI, and there is KYC, which is a barrier to entry for many people. Well, this is about to change, and the DeFi integrations are about to go wild for Centrifuge. Early October, Centrifuge posted this blog, adding the first diversified real-world asset money market on Aave. The blog stated, with the arrival of Aave 2.0 and Tinlake v3 release, it's finally the right time to introduce a diversified money market on Aave for real-world assets. In our third version of Tinlake, we will introduce revolving pools, a necessary feature to make an RWA money market work smoothly. This feature will allow pools to continuously add assets, which can continuously be financed by the RWA money market on Aave. Having a money market on Aave for real-world assets will make it easy for anyone to invest in Tinlake pools, with no minimum investment in a pool required. So that is known, it's in the news, but what isn't known? Well, if we go into the Centrifuge Discord and we scroll down, there is a channel called WGCFG Rewards, and it was created just last month. The first comment in the channel is for the working group to discuss CFG rewards. Well, if we scroll down in this channel, we can see a Lucas VO, aka Lucas Vogel, saying the CEO of Centrifuge posted, to bring this back on topic of rewards, here's the first draft of some thoughts I wrote up, with a link to a HackMD draft post. Clicking into that, we can see that there is a section titled External Protocol Rewards, Aave. And then scrolling down, we can see the proposed parameters for the Aave Centrifuge Markets launch. Over 833,000 CFG will be allocated for liquidity mining for the first 90 days of the protocol launch. This means Wrap CFG liquidity mining is coming to Aave at this new protocol launch, which is right around the corner. Aave is one of the forefront proponents of liquidity mining programs, so this is big. It's big unknown news. Now let's move on to news that is known, but the gravity isn't understood. Yesterday, Alchemist Copper announced a strategic partnership, aligning on terms for their Copper launch platform. The release blog states, "It is with great pleasure that we announce Copper is aligning with Balancer, paving the way for future revenue generation for both ecosystems, and for Copper to continue innovating on top of Balancer Protocol's liquidity bootstrapping pools and underlying code base." Copper will activate a 2% fee on funds raised through Copper, which will be split equally 50-50 between the Balancer DAO and Copper. And a Dire0x tweeted how much the 1% Copper gets is going to Alchemist Crucible holders through the Aludel Rewards program. Dire said, 0.5% of all Copper raises will enrich Aludel Rewards. This is huge. This is huge because Copper's fair launch is becoming one of the de facto launch platforms. December 5th, the Copper Twitter tweeted, "Another record-breaking token launch hosted on Copper launched by GuildFi Global. And as we can see, there was 139 million raised through that launch." That means if the reward system was live, 0.05% of that 139 million is nearly 700 grand, massively benefiting Crucible holders through just one launch. There has been more than just one launch. There are many launches going down. Just from the 15th to the 28th of November, there were 8 launches that happened. And that isn't it with Balancer. From the partnership blog, they say, "This is an interim solution with a medium-term goal of creating a fee solution based on the volume traded rather than funds raised, which is currently being scoped." Well, that is big because there is much more volume happening during the auctions and funds being raised. So that will boost rewards even further. And then they say in the blog, Alchemist and Balancer DAO have considered a token swap to further encourage alignment between the ecosystems. Details are being scoped by each community, and a proposal will be submitted for both Balancer DAO and Alchemist governance votes. So, Alchemist is getting deep with Balancer, but soon I have Big Alpha, the airdrop that isn't known. But before we get into that, it's time for a sponsored segment of this video, brought to you by the Tangle Bulls IOTA community group. And like always, the details of our agreement can be found in the description. The last time we reviewed IOTA, we called them the OG crypto sleeping giant, as they were quietly working behind the scenes building out their vision. But sleeping giant they are no more. In fact, they've been generating a lot of positive buzz and speculation lately on crypto Twitter about their future and just how impactful their latest developments will be for our growing decentralized world. And metaverses. And you better pay attention because IOTA will be conducting what will likely become one of the largest airdrops in crypto history through 2 of their latest projects, Shimmer and Assembly. So what is Shimmer? Well, Shimmer is for IOTA what Kusama is for Polkadot, an incentivized staging network with its own native token, SMR. Shimmer will be an essential part of IOTA's path to increased utility, ecosystem growth, and full decentralization. It's essentially becoming the innovation playground for DeFi, GameFi, NFTs, and dApps. So what is Assembly? Well, Assembly is a permissionless multi-chain network to build, connect, and deploy smart contracts, and it addresses the limitations of current scaling solutions by using the feeless base layer of IOTA as a immutable trust anchor and bridge for feeless interoperability of smart contracts. Assembly will connect many different kinds of independent smart contract chains. The ASMB token will be the native token of Assembly to secure, govern, and grow the network. So IOTA technology is positioning itself to become the base layer that empowers the metaverse for each blockchain ecosystem. It could end up powering Decentraland, the Sandbox, Ethereum's metaverse, Solana's metaverse, and even more. So how can you support the ecosystem and earn your share of these new tokens that have yet to be released? And once the tokens have been airdropped, could see up to 400 million in value given away. Well, it's very simple. All you need is IOTA's token, Myota, and a Firefly wallet. In the upcoming release of Firefly, the staking functionality will be enabled, and you'll be able to stake your IOTA tokens to earn ASMB tokens, as well as Shimmer tokens. That's right, stake 1 token and you earn 2. For every 1 Miota stake, users receive 1 SMR, and 4 micro ASMB every 10 seconds for 90 days once the staking has started. And the best part is, you can unstake anytime with no lockup. The staking is not live yet, so you have some time to get prepared. Make sure to download the Firefly wallet and send all your Miota to the wallet in preparation for the ability to start staking. They will give the community at least a 24-hour notice before the staking goes live, and once it does, cha-ching. So take the time now to get prepared and make sure you get plugged in with the IOTA community. During these exciting times and major announcements, I'd suggest getting onto your Twitter and following IOTA right now so you can stay up to date with their announcements in real time, and so you can join in on the conversations and speculations about IOTA's bright future. All the links to their projects, Firefly wallet, and Twitter can be found below. Now back to that airdrop, the big alpha, which is news that isn't known. And I've actually covered this before. November 20th, I covered the Zigzag exchange on a live stream, the first DEX and live DApp on ZK Sync, which has been tokenless. But I predicted an airdrop coming. Let's listen in to what I had to say. So the reason I think that they're going to be doing it, DeFi airdrops, of course, they've called a lot in the past that have happened. But if you go down in the comments, guess who's commenting in this? Zigzag Exchange. Why would they be commenting in DeFi airdrops post if they're not going to be doing an airdrop? So yes, Zigzag is tokenless right now, but you can utilize it on the mainnet as well as the testnet, and I would probably do both if you want to be eligible for the airdrop. Predicted a token, an airdrop, but now a token from Zigzag seems to be confirmed. So if we go back to the Zigzag interface during the live stream, we can see there were only 2 tabs, Trade and Wallet. Now, if we go to the Zigzag exchange today, we can see there is a 3rd tab, Bridge. Clicking into this new tab, we can see it looks like a way to bridge assets. But this is just a placeholder. It's not live yet, but as we can see, one of those assets is Zigzag with a balance of Zig tokens. Why would they do this if there wasn't a coming Zig token? So like I said in my live stream, it's very likely they are going to be doing an airdrop. To be eligible for this, I would try out the exchange on the mainnet, try it out on the testnet, and by doing so, you will also put yourself in a position to be available for the possible coming ZK Sync airdrop, as Zigzag is a DApp on ZK Sync. Cheers viewers, I'll see you next time.